everyone. Welcome to Morning Lazziness. This is Nilima Case, and today we are bringing to you an interview session with Miss Jaime Bronstein. Morning Lazziness is an online magazine dedicated to women. It showcases various articles, personal life stories, and interviews on different matters concerning women. And today, our interviewee, Miss Jaime Bronstein, is a relationship therapist, coach, and host of Loud Talk Live on LA Talk Radio. For the past 20 years, Jaime has guided people from around the world as they navigate through the ups and downs of dating and relationships. We are glad to have her here with us today. So let us welcome our interviewee. Hello, Jaime.
Hello, thanks for having me today.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. We had a nice Thanksgiving and now it's back to work. And how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. So since you're on board with us at Morning Lazziness, I guess we could start from the morning itself. So how do you usually start your Monday mornings? I suppose making notes for the rest of the day, of planning each day by scheduling meetings and interviews, I suppose?
Yes. So to be honest, I'm not the most organized person, but luckily, as you know, I have an assistant, which is so helpful. But I like to set intentions at the beginning of my day to say, today is going to be a wonderful day and I'm going to be so productive. So I think that starting your day with an intention is really, really important. Have you ever heard of those people where they're like, one thing that's bad happens and then another one, and people are just like, of course it's going to happen today because today just sucks. That's because they didn't set it up, and then once one bad thing happens, it's just this effect. So I like to set intentions for a positive day.
That's a great way to start a day. So I guess you also believe in a to-do list.
A to-do list?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. So if I showed you my phone, it's bananas. I have, I think, over 1,000 items on my list, okay? But this is like a culmination of, quotes and my whole to-do list is on my phone. Let's put it that way. But like I said, it's like, it's like work stuff. It's phone calls I have to make for a doctor's appointment for my son, or it's all these different things, but it's on my phone, and it feels really good when I get something done because then I just erase it. But yes, I have a major to-do list.
Even for me, to-do list, it just makes my day, just to have that regular flow throughout the day. It really does wonders, So I believe in to-do list, the magic it does. Yeah.
And especially after, we just had this vacation time in the States. I know you have viewers probably all over. My to-do list felt a little overwhelming when I actually put it together last night. But looking at it today, I'm like, I've already gotten through something, so it's great.
Right. Now, this one is interesting. So what did you have on your breakfast plate today? A matcha tea or coffee?
So my body does not like caffeine. So I do not do caffeine. I do bone broth in the morning, as you know, because I was making it before. I like bone broth because it's very good for your digestive system, and I put a scoop of collagen in it because it's good for your skin and your bones and your hair. But I also sometimes I'll do egg whites, or I'll do bagel and cream cheese, gluten-free bagel and cream cheese.
Right. So you seem to be more inclined to a health-conscious lifestyle.
Yes, I love organic. Huge fan of organic, gluten-free. But at the same time, I do eat a lot of pizza because pizza is my favorite. I
have to agree with you with this option of favorite food, because even I love pizzas. It is so amazing.
Yeah, it's I would say, and I'll do eat cheeseburgers or hamburgers. But if you get it certain way, organic-y, then it's not as bad for you. But pizza, literally, I think I have it like 3 times a week at least.
Wow. Though I do love pizzas, I try to have them only on the weekends because during the days of the week, I get so overstretched that I don't get time for having pizzas. Or yeah. So, which is your favorite flavor on pizzas?
I like just a good cheese pizza or veggie pizza. Any type of like, sometimes I just say, give me all your veggies. And then, but this happened the other day, we were at a restaurant and the waiter or waitress, I don't remember who it was, they said, they were like, well, do you want jalapenos? Like jalapeno peppers on it? I was like, oh, no. Okay, fine. All your vegetables except for jalapenos.
Oh, mine is pepperoni, by the way.
You like pepperoni?
Yes.
I did when I was a little girl. That was my favorite.
Oh, now, do you perform yoga or indulge in any other form of meditation to stay fit? Or are you a cardio person?
So, okay, I don't love working out. And that is why I do like yoga over like a cardio, because I feel like I'm not necessarily working out, and it's so relaxing and it's so good for your mind and your body and everything. So definitely yoga over cardio. However, during COVID, there was a time period where I was doing these I was like Googling just 15-minute workouts on YouTube or whatever. And it was very interesting because I could do that. Like 15 minutes, didn't take a long time, and it got my heart racing because it's very important to get your heart going. So even though I don't love doing cardio, sometimes I'll do a short little workout.
That's interesting. Now let's move on to some relationship questions. Past often occupies a very significant role in relationships, and memories often trigger to do the job. Do you believe that it is mandatory to let go of one's past, the relationships that they had built over the same course of journey, but are no longer alive or stable enough to rely on, in order to render complete dedication and passion in a present relationship? What are your thoughts on this?
So are you asking, I just want to make sure, you're asking like, is it important to let go of your past relationships in order to really be present in your current relationship?
Yes.
So yes and no. So it is important to, let's start with like the really positive aspect of what you can take with you. Take with you the way your heart felt. If it was a good relationship, if you felt so much for this person in the past, that's something that I don't believe you need to cut the cord, so to speak, because it's important. I say your heart bar, like you've raised your heart bar, like how much your heart can feel. So you don't need to necessarily like cut that part off, but it is important to really make it clean, to not stay in the past if you do want to be present in your relationship. If you for whatever reason still have feelings for that person in the past, then that's something that you need to work on, because you're never going to be able to really fully commit and really be present and grow with this new person. So it is important to really put it to rest, that last relationship, in order to grow a new one.
Yes, even I think it's really important to move on. You need to sometimes let go of some important people in their life, but they are no longer important, or somehow even they have moved on. So now it's time for you to also move on, I guess.
Yes, but also, and in addition, it's really important that, because I believe that everything that happens in life we learn from. And so if there was some sort of like issue or a situation that happened in a past relationship that triggered you, that hurt you in some way, it's really important that you do the work to heal so that you don't take that unresolved issue into your new relationship. And that is the work that I do with my clients. That's part of the work that I do with my clients. It's to heal your past.
Very true. What is the vitality of gratitude in life? Do they play a very important role in building strong bonds?
Yes, having gratitude is one of the greatest aspects of spirituality and of life, because when we are grateful we, unbeknownst to us, if you, let's say you're not a spiritual person, you have no idea what's going on in, with spirituality, when you're grateful, you actually bring in more reasons to be grateful in your life. The universe, this is the language I use. Everybody uses different things, but so it's important. Even if you are so sad and you feel like you have nothing and you're feeling lonely, if you can cultivate gratefulness for what you do have, the universe will reward you. And will, because you're grateful for what you do have, will bring you more abundance, will bring you love, will bring you prosperity, whatever it is that you want to bring into your life. So yes, and gratitude in your relationship is so important, to feel so grateful that this person has come into your life. And this is also why I say to so many of my clients that have had some hardships along the way on their manifesting love journey, I say, when you finally meet your person, you're going to be so grateful and you're going to just cherish this person. So, it's like the yin and the yang. It's important to have bad experiences or negative experiences so that you do appreciate when that gem comes along and those good experiences come along. Right.
And also, like, when you feel gratitude or when you're grateful to have a particular person in your life, and when they know that, I think the bond gets more stronger, and the power of unconditional love gets again healed over there.
Yes, yeah. When both people feel so grateful to have each other, yes, it's a deeper connection and more of a bond, definitely.
Right. Now, talking about young couples, what is some relationship advices that you would like to share with young couples of the Gen Z?
Yeah, so all these generations are definitely very different. With Gen Zers, they have been brought up with dating apps. So there is this aspect of people are disposable and I don't really need to give this person a chance because I'll just go back on the app. So my advice is to give people a chance, to not be, and I hate the word picky because it's just a negative word, but just to be open. If there's one thing that you're not so into about somebody, but they have so many other great aspects, give them a chance. Go on a few dates with them before you move on. Or if you're already in a relationship, kind of the same thing, don't just end a relationship because of just one or two little things. Like, really look at it. I always tell people, and I'll say this to all generations, but especially the Gen Zers, to make a list of 3 of your non-negotiables. That's it. 3 things that this person must have, because those are the most important things. And then everything else, is you can work with. So if you want examples of 3 things, like, a lot of people are looking for someone with the same religion or political views, or someone who is just very considerate and respectful to others, and also someone who puts the other person in the relationship as their priority. So those are a few things that people look for. Pick those really important things.
Very true. I think young couples often have this trouble to give up easily and to again choose their life partners on the basis of their profession, or basically on the social priorities and the moral ones, like how deep that person understands you, understands your dreams, supports your goals. I guess that is much more important than the latter. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I love that, because you really do want to be with someone who supports your dreams and your goals, who you don't feel like you're in competition with. Like, that's the red flag. You want to be with someone who you want to see them succeed, you want to see them be happy, and they want the same for you. I love that.
So how to manifest love in young couples?
I would say manifesting love, it just is across the board, it's not necessarily like I would say the same thing to young people as to someone who's either divorced or widowed, because manifesting love, they're really just the same core concepts. It's unconditionally loving yourself first. It's trusting in yourself and your decisions, using your intuition, to make those good decisions, and honoring your voice, honoring yourself, your heart. It's trusting the universe. It's also surrendering. It's letting go of control. And it's believing that it's going to happen, because you have to believe and visualize that it's actually going to happen in order for it to actually happen. And I also like my clients to live as if it's already happening. Like, for instance, and like I was saying before, I would say this to a younger person or an older person. It sounds silly, but it works. Like, so you're living alone, you're single. I always tell people to, when they undo their side of the bed at night, to like undo the other side also. So it's living as if that person's already there in your bed. Or like for dinner, if you're just like having dinner by yourself, to set a place setting, or if you're having a glass of wine, to put a glass of wine next to you also, to make your space as if that person's already there. That's living as if, and that's visualizing, and that's how you bring in someone also.
So giving consideration and caring for their partners makes a huge difference, I guess.
Yeah, it's like caring for them before they're even there.
Yes. And also, I think let them know how much they mean to you and how much you want them to be with you.
Yes. And just something that came to me that that's important, a little nugget, is that know that person that you're looking for, that you're seeking, that you're wanting to bring into your life, is looking for you also. So it's kind of a cool romantic thing to think about. Like, oh my God, they're wanting to find me just as much as I'm wanting to find them.
That's so cute and romantic, to find a partner like that. But it's rare.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't need to be rare, but because people settle, and that's why there's so much divorce also, it's because people don't believe that it exists. But if you believe that it exists, it does exist, because it does exist. Like, literally everybody came to this earth. There's a lid for every pot. There's, someone who fits with someone. It's for everybody. It's available for everybody.
Right. Now, just as we said how to love another person or how to care for another person, here's a question. How would you like to comment on the statement that inner love shares a beautiful bond with outer relationships? Do you think it really matters to attract unconditional love and care when one shall adore oneself, or self-love in oneself? Is that important?
Yeah, and that was the first thing, the first step in manifesting love. It's so important to unconditionally love yourself, because through the law of attraction, that's how you bring in unconditional love, because everything is a reflection of what's going on inside of us. So loving yourself, this is through the manifesting process, and then also in your relationship. When you are loving yourself, the person that you're with is also going to unconditionally love you. Just like when you respect yourself, they will respect you. So it's so interesting to me when people don't own up, when they blame, like, well, this person was mean to me, or this person doesn't respect me, or this person cheated on me. Actually, the truth is that it started from what was going on within you. Not that you deserve any of it, but it's a time to look within. So that's why your self-love and your self-respect is so crucial to having that loving relationship that I'm guessing you want, any of you.
Yes. And also believing in yourself, believing in your confidence also makes a huge difference, because the way other people see you also differs. When you think that you're strong and you're bold enough, you're independent, so they also see you as an independent woman, right?
Yeah. And I feel like in the time that we're living in, there's a very fine line between like independent woman and so I'm personally very big into gender roles. And I think what's happening a lot is that this is like with women and men, where men are feeling like, wait a minute, do you even need me? Because you're so independent, and women are becoming more financially independent also. And then like on the date, guys are like, do I offer to pay? Like, should I open the door? Like, guys don't know what to do anymore because women are being so independent. And so these are with the women that do want to manifest men that I work with. I have to talk to them sometimes. I have to be like, you need to be more in your feminine, femininity, so that like, let the guy pursue you, let the guy be the guy, because they don't realize what's going on. And that's oftentimes the problem of like why they don't go on more than one date with a guy, because like they were almost too like, whatever, like I can do it, And the guy's like, wait, but where do I fit in? So I do encourage this is for women who do want to manifest a man to like, we all have masculine and feminine aspects of ourselves. Like when you're at work, and if you want to be like that strong person, be the strong person in your relationship in a different way, but there's a difference between like your work persona and your dating persona, I think.
When you were telling about giving the control to the man, or being feminine and also giving them a chance, the thought that came to my mind was from a recent movie, After We Fell. When Tessa decides to go to Seattle and Han says, it's your dream, but where am I? And she says, I'm there with you, but you're not enough. I have to be the one who's in control always. So not always, but still sometimes I think you need to give them the control as well, to do the role.
Yeah, it's nice. Evolutionarily, men like to pursue. And so we need to allow them to do that. And also it feels good to be pursued. Like, for instance, when I started dating my husband, there were times where I would have tickets to go somewhere. And I'm like, ooh, this is an excuse to see him, So there were times where I would be like, ooh, I have tickets for this. Like, would you like to go? But then other times I would obviously let him ask me out, and especially at the beginning, you want the man to pursue. And at the beginning though, I actually wrote to him on Match.com. That's how we met. So I have no problem with like, you're the girl, you can send the first message. That's great. Then after that, let the guy take the lead and then do fun things here and there. Like sometimes I would plan like a surprise date, and then I'm like, okay, now your turn to plan a surprise thing. So, but at the beginning, after the initial, whoever writes each other, let the guy pursue you, and then. That
was a very cute example. I really liked it. But again, giving control, you should make sure they're not giving over control, because over control often leads to over possessiveness. Like, how shall the possessive nature of life partners be approached? Do they always lead to a toxic relationship, or is there a way to heal the same and lend a second chance for the relationship again?
You're saying if someone was horrible to you, like if you're in a toxic relationship, is it possible to make it non-toxic?
Yes. Also, when the partner is quite possessive over you.
Yeah. Every situation is so different. Like sometimes that person that's possessive, that's toxic, really needs a lot of work and to heal their own stuff. And sometimes it's just not possible to do that within the relationship. So they do need to break up. And that person, if they do care about themselves in their life and they do want to have a successful relationship, they do need to go to therapy of some sort to really work on themselves. But it depends, it depends on the level of toxicity. Like if there's just someone who's just a little insecure and they're a little controlling and they worry when, their partner is not with them and they seem a little jealous, that's something that by going to couples therapy could definitely be worked on, when they realize that they can trust who they're with, so it just depends on the level of toxicity.
True. Now talking about vulnerability. Often vulnerability in a relationship is often misinterpreted as exposing weakness What are your thoughts on this particular observation?
Vulnerability is crucial to having that forever relationship because vulnerability helps us to connect. And it helps us to just be real and to be our authentic selves and just to tell your truth and to be your truth and to live your truth. So to be vulnerable is the ability to be vulnerable is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself and then to give your relationship. And it's not easy for some people. And I believe that it's usually due to the culture, your family that you grew up in, messages that you were told from your parents, like, oh, just tell everybody that everything's great, I can relate because that's how I grew up. And so when I learned about the importance of vulnerability, I was just like, it was a whole new world. And I can't get enough of being vulnerable myself and then also inspiring people to be vulnerable. I'm so happy and thankful for Brene Brown. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She, I don't know, within the past 10 years was one of the pioneers of vulnerability, bringing it to the table and really talking about it. And so it's really bizarre. Also, she was in my dream the other night and it was so weird. She just popped up and I don't know if we were doing sessions together, working with people together about vulnerability, but she was in my dream. I should have her on my show one day. Maybe I'll let her know.
Maybe, yeah. Now talking about you, what do you wish to explore and learn in the next 5 years?
Let's go through the list. All right. So, I am writing a book right now on manifesting love, and my agent is currently pitching it to publishers. So sending light to that. So in the next 5 years, I will have a published book. Maybe I will have 2 published books. You never know. I'm also working on a documentary film about couples who have who are really in love and who are soulmates. So within the next 5 years, I don't know if that's going to be actually completed, but it will be way underway. And I mean, that's a lot, but also just doing as much media, writing, anything that I can do to help more people than just the people that are, I used to say on my couch, but now it's on my Zoom because all my clients are on Zoom. But eventually, very soon, I'll be seeing clients in person. But my message is that I love doing things like this where I can help people around the world, through the media as well. And just for myself and everyone, just to have peace in our hearts and joy in our hearts and happiness and just lots of love.
It's true that media has become a lifesaver, during the pandemic to connect with your clients and, for us to meet today, media has played a very important role. So thanks to media, thanks to mass media, and congratulations because you're soon going to be an author.
Thank you. I am so excited. I'll definitely let you know about my book when it's published. Feel free to promote it and stuff. And I also wanted to mention for anybody who's watching this, first of all, my website is very easy. It's therelationshipexpert.com. And on my website, the first thing that pops up is you can sign up for 7 days of manifesting love. You get an affirmation and an exercise for 7 days via email. So I encourage people to do that. And also to check out my Instagram, which is The Relationship Expert, but there's no E in expert in my Instagram. It's just The Relationship and then letter X, PERT. But my website is The Relationship Expert, the way it's spelled.
That was quite informative. Now, talking about your profession, the road you had chosen has led you to this day. And looking 20 years back from now, if you had given an opportunity to time travel and choose a different career path, which one would you have picked?
Okay, the only other career I could have done, would have enjoyed, is being a singer. Because I love singing. And but it's interesting because the reason why I love singing is also the reason why I love helping people or being a therapist. It's because I love evoking emotion in people. Because I know when I hear a song, a beautiful song, or watch a concert, watch somebody singing, and I know how I feel. And so I think that's why I still love singing and why when I was younger, I was a performer. I was an actress, a singer, a dancer, like a long time ago. And I think that it's all coinciding, my reason for wanting to do that and therapy.
You seem to be an all-rounder during childhood.
Would you say all-rounded?
Yes, all-rounder.
Yeah. I have many interests. But yeah, definitely singing. It just, I don't know, feeds my soul. Just like therapy does.
So at last we have come to the end of the session. Before we end, I can't help it, but do you watch Friends?
Yes.
I can't help it, but you look so similar to Phoebe.
That's so interesting. What I've heard, my dad used to say that randomly. That's really interesting. I will take that as a compliment.
Please do. And you also love singing, so.
I hope that I'm a better singer than Phoebe. No offense. That's
right.
So interesting. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So on that note, I guess we could end the session. I would like to thank each and everyone who has watched the session for being patient enough to listen throughout the session. And lastly, back to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time, for being patiently answering all our questions and queries. We value your patience.
Well, thank you for interviewing me. And honestly, you are a wonderful interviewer. So congratulations on being a great journalist and also for, your brand and your Instagram. I checked it out and just everything that you're doing with your company. Congratulations.
Thank you.